welcome to another gorgeous day on planet Earth and another day of Dose of Did You Know, where intriguing, inspiring, unique individuals come to talk about love and life and how it has plopped them to where they are today. I am your host, Danny Rocco, and with me is the beautiful Adriana with her gorgeous hair. I love, you can't fully encapsulate the hair color, but
dark.
Badass. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. So before we get chatting about love and life, tell the world a little bit about who you are.
Oh, man. I could tell you a whole book, but I'll just keep it short. So I'm Adriana Keefe. I am an ex-award-winning realtor from Central Massachusetts. And I say ex because I realized I needed quickly out of that life. And now I'm a life strategist and empowerment coach to women who were kind of in the same position that I was in. I'm also a mom of two young ones, 6 and how old is she? 18 months. Oh my gosh, a year and a half. Yeah.
When you're counting the month stage.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, second kid, you kind of remember, kind of don't. Big animal lover. I have like 2 dogs, 2 cats, 6 chickens. Sometimes you'll see a goat here, a guinea pig. I went to school for veterinary, so completely different. But now I help overwhelmed, overworked women kind of dig themselves out of that rut that they're feeling like they lost their identity in and pick them back up and help them lead the life that they want to lead.
Okay, so it's so funny because I know so many women that go into the real estate business because they're looking for whatever it is that they're looking for, and they feel like that is I don't know if they feel it's the easiest or just because everybody else is doing it, like it's the thing or it's convenient. I don't know the mindset behind it because I didn't do it, but it's funny that you were really, really good at it and we're like, not fulfilling my heart and soul here. Do you see that a lot with your clients? I'm like curious, do you have a lot of realtors or not?
Well, I don't have any realtor clients now, but that being said, I do have a few that I know that I'm on their radar because they're in the same boat that I was in. They go into it thinking it's family friendly. You can work the hours you want to work. And I mean, this generation that we're in with the housing market the way it is, that's just not the case. You have to be on call. You have to answer your phone. You have to get to these showings. You have to show them right away. And it's not family friendly. It's not. A lot of moms get into it for that reason. But for the most part, I do work with women who basically thought they did what they were supposed to do, went to college, got that degree, went into the corporate field or are using that degree, and they're miserable. And they're stuck. They don't know where to go next.
Well, how did you get unstuck, or how long were you miserable? How did you consciously know you were miserable before you actually did something? That is fascinating. Wait, I got to go back up here a little bit on my own thought process because I feel like it's like a twofold. Like we're unhappy, then we realize we're unhappy, and then there is movement to kind of start changing it. But there's like these 3 categories of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stages to it. I was pregnant with my daughter, and I realized I was looking forward to maternity leave as like a vacation. And anyone who's ever had a child knows that that's not a vacation.
No sleep or pina coladas or whatever your drink of choices.
It was terrible. But I was looking forward to it as like a way to forward my calls and put up an out of office on my email. And that was the oh my gosh moment to me. I was like, I'm this unhappy that I want maternity leave for that.
Did it also take the guilt away? Because I think that goes with it too. Because I remember when I was running my business with my brother and the guilt of not being there to show up or saying to like clients, like I'm on vacation and I'm not answering my phone. Yeah. I was riddled with it. So I never did it.
Yep. Agreed. I am very much a people pleaser. And so when I don't get to their call right away or their message right away, I would feel horrible. And so being able to just say, sorry, I just had a baby, I'm going to pass you off to my team member, that made it so much easier. And yeah, it definitely took the guilt away for sure.
All right. So how long did you live in that misery till you did something? And what did that look like? I'm a strategic person. I like want steps. Don't give me like fluff. I want to know like facts so that either it works or it doesn't work.
Yeah, it was a long process for me because I didn't have someone to guide me through that. I didn't have a coach. I didn't know what I was going to do. I felt like a giant letdown to my husband, to anyone who had invested their time and energy mentoring me in the real estate industry, to my clients. It was a very vulnerable feeling to say I'm not happy in this and that I need to change. And so it was probably midway through that pregnancy when I was just exhausted. I was burnt out, and I had the talk with my husband that I needed something new. We didn't know what it was. So I just kind of started dabbling in different things. We knew I was really good and liked interior design. So I enrolled in school for interior design. And this was, I got a part-time job in the interior design industry. And it just kind of took steps from there.
Right.
And then it was like trial and error. I would see that there were similarities between the real estate industry and the design industry. Like you're working on other people's time and budget and that kind of stuff I wanted to back away from. Right. So as I kept moving forward, I didn't figure it out by maternity leave, but that was a nice silent period to think more about it. Yeah. And then after that, I think that's when I really started I listened to a ton of podcasts, read a ton of books, and then I finally found myself a coach. And I opened up a little, I call it, people call it side hustles, but I don't love the word hustle, but it's a direct marketing company that I joined and I loved it. Thought my coach was going to help me build that up, but instead the coach helped me recognize that what I loved about that company was the leadership and coaching the people on the team. And so it kind of transpired from there. So I might have saved like a year and a half of my life had I worked with a coach earlier.
Well, they are, everybody needs a mentor. And I had Brandy's on here. She's one of those women. They sold everything. They're traveling the RV with their family. They are doing what was put in their heart to do. So it's funny that perfectly placed. She popped up because she has that same kind of drive and passion and whatever. That's a whole other story. But okay, when you were talking, it hit me. I was like, I wonder if she joined a direct marketing group, because I feel whether people stay with them or not, the skills that they learn to do self-development are key and should be in every single company. And I know the actual like brick and mortar companies, or even now I guess virtual companies that do self-development everybody's happy there. And if their employees aren't happy, they learn enough about themselves to go into an industry or into a job that they do love. So that is the one thing about like network marketing and all that I absolutely love. I really dig that they're all about looking inward so that you can
think there's no better job that could teach you the grit and I hate the word hustle, but that just keeps coming into my head, but just the stamina that you need to get what you want in life. I'm still with that direct marketing company because I love what they offer me. I love the income that I get from it. But I'm also a multi-passionate person, and multiple streams of income are incredibly important. So I believe in all of that. But yeah, I love network marketing.
Yeah. It kind of goes, I don't know, I've found over the years, it goes hand in hand, and it really goes hand in hand with a lot of coaches. Interesting enough, like they both coincide or one kind of leads into another, maybe because of that mindset of multiple streams of income, and it gives you the flexibility of that multiple streams of income, whereas opposed to when you're in a 9-to-5 or you're on someone else's time, you don't really have that extra piece to put into it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, you just solidified what I see and what I always thought. So talk to me about I want to talk about coaching, because I'm a coach. I'm a relationship coach. That is my niche. That is what I do and I love. But at the same time, there are people that I like don't work with. I turned down working with them because I know that I'm not going to be that good match for them. So tell me about how you found your niche and what drove you.
Mine came to me rather easily because I recognized that the woman who I was before is the woman who I want to help. So I can very easily identify with the people I'm working with because I've been there. And I show them the exact steps that I took to get out of that rut and to find a life with more fulfillment. So that came really naturally to me. And down the road, it might change a little, but for now, I definitely, it comes so naturally to me to work with young moms who are just like, I don't want to be just a mom forever. There has to be more to this.
Right. So is it like, what kind of personality? I'm always interested. What kind of personality fits your personality?
I'd say driven or ambitious. I wouldn't work with anyone who wants their hand to be held and doesn't want to put in the effort on their end and think that there's a guarantee from me at the end, because it really I can give you the steps. I mean, you can lead a horse to water, right? But you can't make it drink. So I need those women who are passionate about knowing that there's something better out there for them and they want to find it. Not the, I don't know, we'll see if this works. I mean, no, you come into this and you are ready to fight with all your life to figure out the next steps, because you're going to hit those roadblocks. You're going to hit really hard times and you have to be able to overcome them.
Do you do it? Now, it's kind of just my curiosity today is like, do you do it coaching on its, what is the word I'm looking for? Like you go in and you don't know when it's going to end, or are you like, let's look at the problem and in X amount of time, we're going to solve this problem, or at least you're going to be at the next step of that problem. Like what is your philosophy on that?
So right now I'm offering a 3-month program. So that would be within that 3 months, we would expect to at least figure out the next step or what path they want to take in life and help them create the systems to get there. But I recently started a group on Facebook just to kind of create that like-minded community of people who are looking for support. And I'll add in little tidbits of advice and tools and practical things that they can implement on their own. But for the most part, it is just that 3-month program right now. I would love to do group coaching in the future and all that, but with the kids still being little, I kind of have to take it slow.
You have to balance your life or you'll end up in the same position that you were in before, right? Yeah. I'm always curious about how that is. I'm a big believer, and it's only my belief. It's not right or wrong. It's just like how I believe things is like, I don't want to have to be around all the time. Like, it's kind of, I might pop in and out of someone's life as the people that are important to me and like my mentors and things like that. They pop in and out of my life, or I evolve out of them into a different coach. And I believe that is the philosophy that anybody of service should be. They should not think that, I would say, if you're working with someone, I don't care who it is, your doctor, your lawyer, your coach, your mentor, your spiritual advisor, if they think they are the know all and be all, you better run hard and fast.
Yes. Yes. Agreed.
You have the answers here within you. All of those advisors and mentors, whatever you want to call them, are just seeing what you can't see because you're too close to it, right? And they're just bringing that out, so then you can use that and apply it and whatever. And then when you get restuck, you either go back or you find find someone new that you've evolved into. Exactly. So are you like, do you find yourself having to say that to kind of some people? Like, okay, we're past togetherness. It's time for you now. Almost like kicking them out of the program. Take your wings, little birdie.
Take your wings and fly. Luckily, I haven't had anyone too clingy on me just yet. But I think that's because the people who I choose know what is expected of them, and they know that they have to take this and run with it. And I'm always available. I mean, even my coach is always available. If I have a question, a concern, if I'd like her input on something, a workshop I'm putting together for a conference, I'll shoot her an email. She always gets back to me. It's not like she drops off the face of the earth, but
Right.
At the same time, you want them, you don't want to be giving away everything for free, because nobody makes a living just giving things away for free all the time. But also you want them to grow without you, but still be a little bit on the side for support. But yeah, luckily I haven't had too many issues with that right now. But I think it helps to just for them to know that they can email me, they can call me if they need me. I do set that boundary to an extent, obviously. And I think it's pretty well understood.
Yeah. I find it interesting that, the majority of the people that I work with are men, and all my coaches or mentors were men. I never made that connection till you came up, because I was like, I wonder if her coach is a guy or a girl. And then you said it was a girl, and I was like, and you work with women. Not that that means anything. It was just like a little neat personality, little tweak of it. So did you ever do in person? Was everything virtual? Because did your life change at all with COVID?
Well, yes and no. That part-time job that I said I had taken on, I was laid off from that, which ended up being okay because I had more time to put into coaching. But everything has been virtual anyway, so hasn't really changed. I'd love to do in-person talks and workshops, but I just haven't had that opportunity yet.
Yeah, it'll come. I feel like it's all the process. Wherever it's everything's a process. You getting to where you are right now has been a process. Is your husband super supportive, or was it difficult for him?
Oh, I am so grateful to have such a supportive husband. I know that most of my friends, their husbands would have looked at them with like 12 heads. If they were like, I'm going to leave this income earning career because I'm unhappy, they would be like, no. But luckily, my husband is like, if you're miserable, the rest of us are going to be miserable. So we all have to figure this out. And yeah, he's been very supportive with every life change I've made, leaving the veterinary field for real estate and then leaving the real estate field for coaching. I'm very thankful that I haven't had too much. I got pushback on when I wanted to get a coach, but other than that, it's been pretty good.
It's been pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that your actual actions in life, going from one career to another career, like the different shows, I feel like a certain personality, right? Where you can be like, I'm actually not failing at veterinarian. I just am choosing that I don't like it. So I'm going to try something else. And I have to like actually try things to see if I like it, because the thought of it might be really great in my mind. And then when I apply it into my life, I'm like, oh, well, I really don't like that. Or I don't like all of the pieces. Like when I was coaching CEOs, I loved, it's going to make me sound terrible, I loved the travel and I loved the money part of it. But there was a lot of the other stuff I did not love about it. So it's like, who do you sacrifice? Like, what is your pain and what is your pleasure, and how is that weighing out? And the pain was way more than the pleasure of the traveling and the money. So you make the step and the choice of it. Sometimes do you feel like a lot of people, they're scared to try because they feel like they failed?
Oh yeah. Oh, 100. That's probably most people. They're afraid of failing, or a lot of people are afraid of success, because if they find success, what can their life change? Are they going to make so much money now that their husband hates them? Are they going to be so busy that they don't see their kids? I definitely see both ends of the spectrum, but fear of success is probably the most common.
Do people speak of fear of success, or is that like, do they say like, I'm scared of being successful? Or how do you recognize that it's actually fear of success? Like, what do they say that leads you to that thinking?
Yeah, we have to dig into that. And a lot of that is me just continuing to ask the question, why? Why do you want this change? And then they'll give an answer. Why? And then they'll give an answer. And you just keep asking why. And eventually they'll be like, but I'm afraid of that career. Why? Well, maybe I'm just afraid of not being around for my kids so much. Why? Because if I'm successful, I won't be home as much. And that is the biggest misconception with success and making money. and being busy. People think that you have to be busy, busy, busy all the time to make money, and you don't have to be. And so that's kind of how we find the root of that problem. But most people don't know what fear of success is. They don't recognize it.
Right. The fun thing is that it's a constant like figuring out and designing it. So if you don't want to be away, don't get into a job where you have to be away. Like, it's so simple. I have these conversations with myself all the time, you know. Well, if you don't want that, then change it. And if you're too scared to change it, why? Figure out why, and then slowly move. You don't have to do everything so drastically. It can be you can be a turtle. And
Oh yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I did. I spent like 6 months interviewing successful people that I knew, or successful small business owners in the area. And I just went to them and I asked why they got into their field and at what point in their life. And I kept hearing the same thing over and over. They got to age 40, maybe 50. And they realized that they were saying I was very young to be realizing what I had realized already, was that they were burnt out, they were unhappy, their kids were finally off to college or whatever, and they decided to make the change. And they were like, good for you for realizing this now, because down the road, it would do even more harm.
Right. Yeah, totally. So much wiseness out there. People, take it in, reflect, see where you are in your stage and level of it, and then move towards wherever you need to move. And don't be scared to ask for help. Like, I have my few people that I confide in that I know that will give me clarity, because I don't see it, or I can get overwhelmed by what I'm seeing, or my own whateverness. We all have our whateverness inside us. Never think that you don't. It's terrible. But before I let you go, and thank you so much for sharing like all of those things and those tools and those resources and tips, and to get us all thinking about our life, right? And where we want to go, and who we want to be, really, and how we want to live and wake up every day. But before I let you go, I want you to answer this question with the first thing that comes to your mind. Don't overthink it. And I don't even need an explanation. But in this moment right now, what does love mean to you?
Fulfillment. I would say fulfillment in all areas of my life.
That is a good one. And that is one that you have to work on continuously, because as we evolve and change, that fulfillment changes. We can't expect it to always stay the same. That's a good one. I love it. Well, thank you again for coming on, and stay warm, because I know you're in this cold New England weather, just like I am. And to everybody else out there, remember, as always, love hard, love pure, and love proactive. Until next time, take care.
Thank you so much.